All right, let's talk about something that's, well, a little scary, but super important. We're going to uncover a hidden chain reaction in our bodies, one that can kick off with just a little extra weight, but believe it or not, can end with one of the most feared diseases out there.
You know the saying, right? A little extra weight is okay. We've all heard it. Heck, most of us have probably said it to ourselves at some point. It just feels harmless, doesn't it?
But what if it's not okay? What if that common idea is just completely dangerously wrong? What if that little extra weight is actually the first domino to fall in a whole cascade of health problems that are quietly building up inside us right now?
So first things first, we have to completely change how we think about body fat. This isn't just about how we look or the number on the scale, not at all. It's about what's really going on deep inside our bodies. Most of us picture fat as, just a storage unit for extra calories. A spare tire. But the science tells a totally different story. Excess body fat, it acts more like an angry, rogue organ. It's active. It's constantly pumping out these inflammatory chemicals that cause this low-grade, simmering damage throughout your entire system. And that's exactly why having excess weight isn't the end of the story. It's the starting gun. It's the trigger for that domino effect I mentioned. A series of health problems that can sneak up on you over years, maybe even decades, without you even realizing it. Okay, so what's the first big domino to get knocked over? Well, it's a condition that's kind of like a bridge, connecting being overweight to developing a serious chronic disease. It's that tipping point where your body's internal chemistry just starts to go haywire. So here's what that chain reaction looks like. It all starts with obesity. That often triggers something called metabolic syndrome. From there, the road can lead straight to type 2 diabetes. And then, and this is the one that shocks a lot of people, it can lead to dementia. Let's walk through that step by step. So, metabolic syndrome. It's not really one single disease. It's more like a collection of dangerous warning signs all happening at once. Think of it like all the red lights on your car's dashboard flashing at the same time. That angry, inflammatory fat we talked about, it's messing with your blood sugar, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, creating the perfect storm for what's coming next. Now, when your metabolism is under that kind of constant stress, a really critical system in your body starts to break down. And it's the one that's in charge of all your energy. And this right here, this is the key. It's called insulin resistance. See, normally, insulin is like a key that unlocks your cells to let sugar in for energy. But with insulin resistance, it's like the locks get rusty. The cells start ignoring insulin. So your pancreas, it works like crazy, pumping out more and more insulin, but eventually it just can't keep up. Sugar starts building up in your blood, and boom, that is the direct path to type 2 diabetes. And this quote really nails a huge misunderstanding people have. Getting a diabetes diagnosis, that's not the end of the line. It's better to think of it as a gateway. A passageway that's leading to even more serious problems down the road. And this is where that chain reaction takes its most alarming turn. Because those same processes that are damaging your body, they're also doing serious harm to your most important organ, your brain. Just look at this number. The link here is absolutely staggering. People with diabetes can have up to double the risk of developing dementia. That is not some small, insignificant connection. That is a massive red flag for our brain health. So, how does this even happen? Well, think of high blood sugar as being kind of like poison for the tiny, delicate blood vessels in your brain. It damages them, and that chokes off the flow of oxygen and nutrients. At the very same time, your brain's nerve cells, which actually need insulin to work properly, start to suffer from that exact same insulin resistance. All of this dramatically increases the risk for diseases like Alzheimer's.
Okay, I know. Hearing all of that, it's really easy to feel, well, pretty worried. But listen, the most important thing to take away from this is that this negative chain reaction, it is not your destiny. You absolutely have the power to break the chain.
And breaking it isn't about some crazy extreme diet or an impossible workout plan. No way. You stop these dominoes from falling by making simple, conscious changes to your daily habits. You can absolutely prevent this from happening, and you can literally start today. So, what's one of the most powerful ways to do this? It's something called intermittent fasting. And this isn't about what you're eating, it's all about when you eat. By simply creating windows of time where you aren't eating, you give your body a much-needed break. A chance to lower insulin levels, get your blood sugar stable, and finally start burning that stored fat for energy. And look, you don't have to jump into a 16-hour fast right out of the gate. Not at all. The journey can start with really simple, manageable steps. First, just try to cut down on snacking between meals. Give your body that rest. Second, try to avoid eating late at night. Make a simple rule. Kitchen's closed a few hours before bed. Just those 2 small changes can start to turn things around.
So when it's all said and done, it really comes down to this. That path to dementia can be paved by thousands and thousands of tiny, seemingly harmless choices we make every day. But here's the good news. The path away from it is built the exact same way. Every single choice is a vote. It's a vote for your future body and for your future brain. So the only question left is, what will you choose?